My Mets just totally blew it against the Yankees. We could have owned New York if we had just won one of the two games.
I would like to point out that from the moment he came in here high-stepping about that 3 out of 4 from the Braves, everything has gone downhill for you. And that's what you get for believing in the Mets.
Oh, Jesus.
That's 2 out of 162.
I can't wait for the Bills season now.
Wow.
Revenge.
That's what it took?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see where this is going now.
Hey, Tom Brady, we love to talk about Tom Brady as a group here, I know. Tom Brady's back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the whole idea is like he had an 11-day excused absence from the team that he planned in advance, and nobody seems to know where he was or what he was doing. And you know that people do know where he was and what he was doing, and they're not saying. Which brings me to the bigger question is, like, if you're a guy in the public eye, like all these athletes are, what right have you got to a certain degree of privacy these days?
You don't have too much of a right, unless this is a real family issue that was sort of grounded between him, his wife, or whatever it's going on.
But you're drawing a line there.
Yeah, I don't really want to know until they make it public. So if it really is a family issue, we don't have a right to know. If this was about him going on quote unquote the Masked Singer, it's a stupid rumor that went around, and I don't believe that at all. I do think that it's a bit of a concern that the fact that you're this close to the season and you took that much time off, 11 days. Now, I don't know if that was sort of to work out the offensive line issues or whatever it may be, but I also find it interesting that that Raiders story came out during that whole absence, and it makes you wonder whether or not he wanted to avoid even talking about the possibility of this trade and all these other different things.
Except I don't think he knew that was going to come up at that point.
He did the interview, right? I mean, he did the interview. It was on. He would know what's coming at some point.
Yeah.
Look, all right, to answer your question.
Well, I mean, you guys are both in that situation.
Oh, yeah, I'm like the Tom Brady of radio. Look.
You said it, I didn't.
To your point. Yes, he deserves all the privacy he wants because it's a family issue, fine. In all reality, we should not care and it should not be any of our business. That being said, I love dunking on Tom Brady. With what Tom Brady demands of his teammates and what he's said he stood for all of these years, if you want me to be a jerk about it, yeah, you can't tell your teammates and coworkers and coaches, well, it's this way and this is how it's got to be because this is what wins. And then all of a sudden be like, hey, guys, I'm going to be gone for 11 days during the most important part of the season. Good luck with everything. I hope it all works out.
Who gets to play that card, though? There was a...
He does.
He does. There was a... Yeah, but it's the reporter that's actually playing the card.
Yeah.
Because Brady doesn't really have control over these people. So there's a guy on Dan Patrick's show this week that says, the reports on Tampa Bay sounds like he knows what was going on. He says this was no small thing. That's all he would say. He says it was planned. This was no small thing.
Well, I mean, barring exactly what it is and Tom Brady actually telling us what it is, it will be two different things. But that being said, this guy has the equity to do it. He's a guy that could leave in the middle of preseason for 11 days because of his Super Bowl, because of his status, and because Tampa Bay is relying on him to possibly take them back to the Super Bowl and get away with it.
I'm just saying, you as Tariq Spence, if you know what happened to Tom Brady, you have the story. What kind of pressure do you feel either to report it or not to report it? Like, where's the line that you draw?
I don't think I report it depending on what it is. If it's something serious and family issue, I would respect that. But there are a lot of vultures that would. And the other thing is, too, I don't want to deal with the wrath of Tom Brady. And we all know what the wrath of Tom Brady would be.
And those are two very separate issues. You're right. There is an ethical and moral dilemma, right? If it's a legitimate issue, then yeah, no, you don't report it. The man's entitled to his privacy. Although it kind of feels like, and I have no inside information, being here in Rochester with Tampa.
As the Tom Brady of radio.
Yes, exactly. No, it feels like he's afraid of what's going to happen if he crosses Tom Brady. And that's a dangerous precedent that's been set because you look at all the scandals that Tom Brady has been through his entire career and look at what happened with the guys that reported those scandals and got inside information and how they're frozen out of certain places, which cost them exclusives, which cost them jobs, which could kick them out of the business. Like, that is a serious problem that fans don't seem to understand because you want all the access in the world, right? You want to hear everything that's going on, and then when a guy crosses somebody that you like, well, yeah, get him out of here. He's not doing it the right way. No, you can't have it both ways here. If it's the wrath of Tom Brady, we have a serious problem here with this situation.
If reporters were protected like back in the day, this would be a different story. But there is a lot of fallout from doing a story like that, especially if it doesn't want to be released.